How about that wee intro, eh? Big shout out to my mate Phil McGill. His Instagram will be in the description. He does some sick work, so look him up. So I was hitting the local junkyards yesterday looking for a donut flange to suit a K24 for the K-swap all-wheel drive CRV I'm building. Couldn't find anything. Unfortunately, we ended up just having to weld directly to the manifold, which you'll see in other episodes on this channel. But while I was scouring the junkyards, I found a manual CRV with just a potentially blown head gasket. But other than that, very tidy. And they only wanted 800 bucks for it, and why the hell not? So, whoops, bought another one. That's 2 manual CRVs we'll have now. One's good. This one's got a blown head gasket. The other one I picked up from up north, which you can see a video on here in the description or above. So let's go pick up this CRV and see if I can get it home successfully, because supposedly it's got a blown head gasket. It should be interesting. Wreckers are just down there. Just gonna go get the keys. I think they've parked it a bit further down the street, and let's jump into this pig. I think that's it just down there actually. Yeah. Hey Spanky. Well, here it is. We'll have a better look at it when we get it home, but let's see if it even makes it. That window doesn't roll down, so there's already an issue. Of course, the clock doesn't work. Right, let's see how we go. Well, we're on the road. She's definitely running on like 3 cylinders, but everything else feels pretty good. Temperature gauge is still sitting cold, but that's alright, we just started it. We've got to drive down the highway for a little bit, and yeah, wish me luck. The things we do for these JDM nuggets, eh? What do you think, Spanky? Is it a good buy? Was it a good buy? Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Just starting to climb up. I got the heater on max. Don't have too far to go. We don't have that much further to go. Maybe 5 minutes more driving. It's going to be interesting to find out what's actually wrong with this. I suspect it might not actually be a blown head gasket. It might be something else going on here, like a clogged radiator, or maybe the fans aren't working. I'll have to check that when I get home. So we could have a real score on our hands here for 600 bucks. Either way, I've got a spare B20 engine I can chuck in this, so yeah. Temperature's actually kind of holding. Well, we got it home. It's definitely running on a few cylinders. Let's just have a look and see if these fans are turning on. Come on. No, the fans aren't on. Well, it's running rough because of something, but... Oh, there we go. Now it won't run. Might be an overheat protection or something going on here. I think we might have a combination of things. I think we might have like possibly a bad distributor, and or coil, or ignition control module, and something going on with one of the sensors for the fan switch control. We might have a good little buy on our hands here potentially. Pretty nice interior. That window doesn't work. It's got some homemade floor mats. It's no biggie. Roof's got a little bit of bullshit on it, but nothing too major. And this is the first time, honestly, I've ever seen one of these. It's got a functional little cargo tray cover thing. So that's pretty cool. Not bad. Missing the Honda badge. Got a dent here, a scrape. Got a dent here, a little bit of a dent there. It's actually got really nice roof racks though. Yeah, cool. What else we got? No fog lights, but it's got the facelift bumper. And down this side there's some damage. Can't see it right now, but there's damage on the door. Just stopped at the local Repco, get some spark plugs. We're going to see if we can fix that CRV with just some parts I have laying around. So let's head up to the garage and grab a spare distributor and see if that junkyard's CRV will come back to life. Here we are at the JDM Nuggets headquarters, where we got the K-swap CRV and my spare engine, which is going to be turbocharged in the red manual CRV, the one I picked up from up north. What do you think, Spanky? Should we steal this distributor, huh? So this distributor should be good. I'm just going to mark this just to kind of help locating it on the other engine. And we'll whip this off and take it down to the junkyard, find CRV, and yeah, we'll see if we can get it going. Okay, we're back at the junkyard CRV. Let's see how these spark plugs are. Oh, smells like petrol. No bueno. Fuck that. I don't really know how to read plugs, but to me that looks like it got very hot. Yeah, same again, same condition. Hot, rusty, shitty looking. Let's get the new plugs in. Last one. Okay, so all the spark plugs in. Now let's change this distributor out. Line that up with the cam. There we go. Oh, how about that for a rookie mistake? It's the wrong fucking plug. Whoops. Looks like I'm gonna have to transfer some stuff out of this distributor to the other one. Okay, I've just slapped the old distributor back on really quick just to see if the problem was just spark plugs. Plug this in, crank her over. Nope, pull that out. Gotta see maybe if the ignition control module and coil is transferable over to this one, because I think I've got a dead coil or something. Okay, got a couple distributors apart here. This is the one off of 96 spec. I know this one works. This is the one that's potentially died somewhere. This is the ignition control module, or the ICM. This little tab here is not being used on the 97 spec. where it's being used on the 96. So what I'm going to do now is take the ignition control module out of here and see if the part numbers are the same. The coil pack looks to be the same. It's even the same branding and marking. So what I'm going to do is take this coil over to here and try and take this ignition control module over to here, and then put this one back together and back on the original engine. Okay, so I've loosened these two off. Once you got the two bolts out of the bottom here, the coil should just slide out the top, like so, and then you got your coil. Now we need to transfer this one over to this, because I believe either the coil or the ignition control module is dead. Both of these coils look good, but I'm going to transfer it anyway. So now let's move on to removing this, the ignition control module. And that is just a couple of Phillips by the looks of it. And then that should slide out of there. And with those unplugged, this just slides out the top, and then we've got a part number and stuff. So let's swap this over to the other side, remove the other one, and see if the part numbers are the same. I believe they will be. It's just one tab isn't used on the other one. It's probably something to do with the timing signal. So let's pull the other one apart now. Part numbers are the same. So now I'm just going to slide this one into here and connect up all the wires. Okay, got the new ignition control module swapped over. Now I'm just going to swap over the coil pack. Just like that. Ram these screws back through it. And then put these little ones in the top for the plugs for the coil. Tighten up everything along here and we're good to go. Got all this transferred over and tightened up. So it's just these two to remove the ignition control module. You'll obviously have to undo these two because they're attached to the control module. You'll have to take off this wire here because it's attached to the loom for the distributor. These two down here to remove the coil pack. Slides out, slides back in. So now we need to put the shield back over, like so, and then turn this so that it's facing out so we can get to it. And ooh, I might have done that wrong. This only goes on a certain way. Okay, no, and then we turn it till you can see the thread should line up with there. And let's chuck a screw back in there. Okay, with that tightened in here, we just chuck the cover back on. And then do up these 8mm around the edge. And we'll chuck this back on the car and see if it works. Do this up, put the plugs in, and test fire it. No misfire. Nope. Running a little bit weird now. I'm going to turn it off, let it cool down, and we'll fill the radiator up and see if she's blowing some shit out of it, eh? There's some like pink floaty bits in the fluid, so maybe someone tried to put some like stop leak stuff in there, so it's probably cooked. Let's start it and see what happens. Not seeing a lot of bubbling coming out of the radiator. If I unplug the map sensor, nothing really seems to change. I have got a check engine light now. So those noises were me switching the AC on and off. The fans kicked on, so fans work, but they still haven't come on with the fan switch control. It's a bit strange. So I'm just letting it run a bit longer. I'm going to see if this if these fan switches kick on. See, the temperature's starting to climb, and the fans aren't coming on. Starting to overheat and the fan's not coming on, so I think we got a switch issue and maybe a thermostat issue. Got the heat on, see if I can bring that temperature down. So with the heater on, that brought that temperature down really rapidly. Okay, got a combination of issues happening here, I think. Fan switch is a problem. The heater dropping the temperature like that tells me there might be some sort of airlock somewhere as well. And I'm still not certain this is a blown head gasket. So where did we finish off with this? It's been a few days since I've been able to get back on it. I think we were looking at replacing temperature sending units, fan switch, thermostat, and maybe even the map sensor. So first, before we get into tearing everything apart, let's push this out, drain the old fluid out, and then start digging into replacing these sensors. And hopefully that fixes it. About like that. These are the bits that we're going to use to try and solve this issue. We've got a thermostat housing off another B20. It's got the fan switch attached to it. We've got a thermostat used from my other B20, but this was working, and a temperature sending unit, which is down in here somewhere. Most of the stuff is all down in here, so now I need to remove the intake, the air box, and that should be about it. And that'll give me access to the replacement bits. And this, I still need to solve this. I don't know what the hell's going on here, but that can't be good either. It's some major f***ery going on. That's fucked. What the f*** is this? I've never seen this before, and I just checked my other CRV. It doesn't have this shit in it. What in the hell is someone up to? Are they trying to, like, create a fucking vortex in here? God damn, that's not good. Okay, that's very weird. Continuing. Here we have the lower radiator hose that goes to the thermostat. And here's the throttle body over here. So now we need to loosen this off. So that's the lower one off. You can take this 10mm ground off of the thermostat housing. Here we have the front of the thermostat housing. Let's just see if we can get some of this stuff out of the way so you can see. That gray plug there should be the switch for the fan. So let's unplug that from the loom. Like so. And then we just got two 10mm. One down here on the bottom, and then one across on the side. And there we go. Seal's broken. Oh, look at the shit in there. This is the thermostat that came out of this car. I just chucked it in some boiling water and it opened like it should. So, and it also looks quite new. So, thermostat's fine. It can go back in. There's two alignment marks and a little bleed thing here. They need to be facing upwards. Like that. Plug the switch back in. Here we have the thermostat that we just took apart, put back together. This is underneath the distributor. We've got the ECU temperature sending unit and the dash. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what these are. So now I need to just unplug this and unthread it and rethread in my spare one, which I know works from my other CRV. And that should be a 19. Plug this sucker back in. Last thing I want to change is the map sensor. Put this mother sucker back together. Nice and taut. Right, let's put this air intake back together. Fill it with some water and give it a start. Got this cool little header funnel thing on the radiator. We got the lines all back on. Well, at least I hope I do. Let's put some water in it, start it, and see what happens. Now I need a piss. Alright, let's start this, see what happens. Alright, we got the air bubbles out, most of them. Let's run it up to temperature with some pressure. Currently watching the VTech Academy live stream, which I recommend you all guys all watch if you're into all this stuff every week. Tuesday. Yeah! What up, boys? Both lines are starting to get hot. we go. We got the fans coming on. Starting to miss and hesitate a little bit. I'm not really sure what that's about. Okay, so the temperature's climbing and the fans aren't able to bring it down. The upper tank's hot. The radiator itself isn't. So we had an overheating issue, but the radiator wasn't really getting hot. So I thought we either got a blocked radiator or a cooked water pump. Went to try another radiator, but before doing that, I just thought I'd fill this system up with water here and see if water is circulating through, and it is not. So looks like we got a bad water pump. Not sure if that means the head gasket's gone, but at least we got an idea. Here, I'll just turn on the car so we can have a look. So there's no water being pulled or pushed from this one or this one. Not moving at all. Wow, she is cooked. Water pump's poozed out on it, so that's no good. Still a good buy, but we'll have to take care of that in a future episode. We're going to move on to other things. We've got the Honda Fit tidy up project. We've got a turbo CRV to do and more to do on the K-Swap CRV. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers, which I'm absolutely stoked about. So if you've been watching and you haven't subbed, now would be a great time to do it. We'll hopefully get there by Christmas. So thanks for that. And yeah, the intro was done by Phill McGill, good friend of mine. Check him out in the description below, and we'll see you in the next one, maybe. Cheers.